잘 부탁드리겠습니다.
용가바가 아줌마는
Welcome back to Recap It. Today we are going to recap a 2010 romantic movie titled Housemaid. Hae-ra and her husband, Hoon, hire Yoon-yi to look after their daughter. When Hoon gets Yoon-yi pregnant, Hae-ra tries to kill the child. Soon, Yoon-yi decides to seek revenge for the betrayal. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to this channel. Now without wasting any further time, let's begin, shall we? A young woman commits suicide by jumping off a ledge of a building. As the movie begins on a bustling downtown street, Yoon-yi, a restaurant worker, persuades a co-worker and roommate to drive her to the suicide scene, where she stands distraught over the woman's body drawn in chalk. The next morning, an older woman named Byung-sik arrives at her small flat and expresses interest in hiring her. Yoon-yi is hired as an au pair by Hae-ran, her wealthy husband. Yoon-yi is in charge of keeping an eye on the couple's young daughter, Nami. Yoon-yi is eager to connect with Nami, who gradually warms up to her. Hoon begins to flirt with Yoon-yi underhandedly, luring her in with glasses of wine and his piano playing, and the two eventually begin dating. Yoon-yi remains cordial and pleasant to Hoon's clueless wife despite the affair. In fact, she expresses joy and excitement over her pregnancy. In front of Young-sik aka Misho, the second live-in maid, Yoon-yi and Hoon had an intimate moment. Yoon-yi dismisses her attempts to elicit information from her in a subtle manner. Later, Miss Cho admits that she believes Yoon-yi is carrying Hae's child. The family is then visited by Mother Razmihi. Yoon-yi falls from a ladder at the top of a flight of stairs in a staged accident. As she dangles from a chandelier, Yoon-yi begs Mihi to pull her over the balcony. Yoon-yi's refusal to comply causes her to fall. After only suffering a concussion, Yoon-yi spends the night in the hospital. During her stay, she discovers she is pregnant and considers abortion. In the meantime, Hae-ran discovers the romance. His wife rationalized the affair by claiming that all wealthy men cheat at some point, and that if she ignores it, she will be able to live like a queen. Later that night, Hae-ran stands over Yoon's bedside with a golf club, but is unable to strike the sleeping woman. The next day, Hae-ran and her mother confront Yoon-yi, offering her $100,000 to have an abortion and leave. Yoon-yi would not abort her child for all the money in the world, Hae-ran knows. As a result, she takes matters into her own hands and poisons Yoon's daily herbal medication packets. In the hospital, Hae-ran gives birth to her twin sons. Yoon visits the hospital to express her dislike for him. He comes home alone and furious to find Yoon-yi in his bathtub. She reveals that she is pregnant and intends to keep the child. He arranges for an abortion without Yoon's consent. Yoon is concerned about the poison's effects. Yoon-yi is furious, but she forgives Miss Cho and swears to seek vengeance on the family. Yoon-yi enters the house with the assistance of Misho. After she has recovered from the abortion, when Hae-ran demands it, she immediately quits her job. Yoon confronts the entire family after that by hanging herself from the same chandelier as Hae-ran, Miho, and Nami. She wants to grab onto something and then set herself on fire, while the rest of the family watches in horror. The family is shown outside in the snow in the final scene. Yoon presents Nami with a glass of champagne as everyone speaks English and celebrates Nami's birthday while Hae-ran sings happy birthday. They both appear insane as Nami watches. And this is where the movie comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, until next time.